Your date of birth holds all the secrets to your soul. You give us your date of birth, we'll tell you the secrets to love, the secrets to lust, and who the best person for you just might be.
I have the answers.
Check out Secrets of Birthdays at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Soul Garden.
Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Witecki, your soul biographer, here to take the planets above and put them together into the story of you down here on Earth below. And boy, things have been crazy indeed. Incidentally, if you're trying to jumpstart your heart and have some passion in your life, and I know Scorpios are, and I know Sagittarius are, and I know Cancers are, I know a lot of people are. In 90 minutes, I'm going to give you some tools where you can step back into your heart. This is a day-by-day thing. These are on Saturdays, by the way, and just $33. So it's me working with you on webcam. It's really good. If you want more intense one-on-one work, well then buy a reading right now. If you buy a 1-hour reading with me, you will get a free Secrets of Birthday video emailed to you before the reading. And I have lots of slots open in April, so come on down. I book almost within 24 hours at soulmart.me. Well, we have a lot of changes going on, folks. I mean, it has been a bumpy ride. The universe has introduced a lot of Neptune, self-mercy, compassionate, kind of Christian energy. Very Easter Pisces, right? We have a pope change. We found the God particle in physics. The universe is not messing around. So this is a time of moving forward. Mercury is finally direct. We're going to wrap up the sun in Pisces, and then we're going to hop into Aries pretty aggressively because the sun is going to jump over Uranus. So without further ado, let's take the ascension elevator and take a bird's eye view of you.
This is your captain speaking. Please be advised that small knives are not allowed on the ascension elevator, as your intellect is sharp enough. Your ascension today has been powered by the God particle. And some negative news, we lost your luggage.
Here we are up at 32,000 feet for the big bird's eye view of you, Virgos, the soul healers, and Virgo risings. And if you bought a Lightcast report card, we call you the soul analysts and soul healers, because that's what Virgos do. They analyze. They analyze the last 6 inches of reality and put reality together at the last minute. And by the way, let that be a lesson to you about how Virgos manifest. It always comes together at the very last second for Virgos, because really your talent of manifestation is fixing things. All right, so you really end up always adopting something half manifested and putting the final touches on it. That's just something I've observed watching you guys. Well, we're transitioning from Pisces into Aries, and you've been on a long marriage and mirage transit. Oh, it's been difficult with Mercury retrograde and all that Neptune and Pisces energy in the universe forcing self-mercy. Now you're moving into intimacy, trust, and the ability to transform yourself. This is the I protect state of awareness, the part of you that does nothing but protect you. There are 12 states of awareness, and one part of us is constantly monitoring boundaries, whether it's the boundary between a wall and the street, or it's the boundary between us and our husband or our wife. Now, the first area of this is your limits. What are your personal limits? Say yes to, no to, very simple kind of kindergarten stuff, and this is where you're going to be most tested, your core limits. In fact, this week you're going to get to a point where you are finally done with some things in your life. Now, the universe has already worked on you with this, with a lot of planets. One, Venus is there at the bottom. The sun moves from step 0 to step 4 with trust and intimacy. Step 4 on Sunday, by the way, is breakdown. So some sort of breakdown and beginning of a transition where some core boundary issue collapses. If you're young, it could be that someone has betrayed you. If you're older, it could be you betrayed yourself. Then next week, the sun will cross Uranus there. And yes, you are randy and also testy because Mars is in this sector of your consciousness. Now, Saturn, the part of us that makes decisions, is focused on Scorpio protection. In your case, your mind games. Now, the universe is not going to point out your mind games anymore. People aren't going to argue with you anymore. Only you must keep yourself from arguing with yourself. That's the karma of Saturn retrograde. We're now loving yourself and holding space, but no new mind games or those issues to come up for a while. Then Mercury, thank goddess, is direct. It's direct now all the way back at step 7. So your mind, Mercury, is still thinking about the mirage, how you treat yourself. and it will through the first half of this week. So think about how you treat yourself. Think about the relationship to yourself, your commitment to your marriage. Are you married? What are your vows to you? And then around step 10, you'll begin to actually heal relationships in your life, which I know you want to put first, Virgo, but you can't. Okay, you got to put yourself first. I know, it's the way the universe is designed. We can't help it. The universe did that. All right, let's fly even higher. All righty, bring up our little timeline, and as always, we like to start with Sunday. Sunny and professional on Sunday. Mars rules the day, so it's time to put into action your marriage plans. So even though your mind is way back at your marriage, it's time to go forward anyways with marriage plans. So move forward. If you don't take action on certain relationship changes, it might upset you. The moon in Gemini makes you really feel your career and legacy. You are feeling it, and probably on Sunday you're feeling a whole new expansion, perhaps feeling yourself on another level. So depending on where you are in your life, this is maybe a feeling of promotion while you move forward with certain strategic alliances. Then on Monday, it's sunny and career focused. You are very sharp. The moon is putting focus on career. At the same time, you are committing to certain strategic alliances and marriage and partnership. So that is outside of yourself, marriage and partner. Still healing on the inside when it comes to marriage. But on top of that, Monday has some very powerful alignments with the planets. For one, we've got this Yod, okay? This is one of the saving graces of the week, this Yod pointing to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is your career, see? So all this energy is going career, all right? And career's at step 9 and step 10 this week, which means you want to act and hold space on the next level for yourself. It's pulling from Pluto, it's pulling from Scorpio. What that says is, hey Virgo, don't you worry too much about your personal dreams coming true. That's Pluto. And don't you let yourself fall into old mind games. That's Saturn. Just move forward with your career. And if your career isn't working out, then Saturn, another Yod, says, well then focus on your mind. So if your career isn't working out for a minute, focus on your mind. The other side of that, of course, is Aries, what this is about. There'll be times when you don't trust anything going on, okay? And in those times, just focus on the attitude of the mind. Now, the moon's orbit here at the bottom kind of explains where the moon will go. It crosses Jupiter, which is career, then moves into society for 2 days. Then actually the following weekend is going to go underground. Here it is, through the subconscious. Then boom, is born on Sunday. So there's that subconscious part that may not be so much fun. All right, let's move on. That's Monday. Then on Tuesday, sunny and career focused. Now, most of the planets feeling kind of crummy. This is a test. In some ways, you might feel your long-term relationships tested, your strategic alliances tested. It is all a test. And at the end of the day, fix it. Remember I said Virgos manifest in the last few minutes. They put it together. This is it. In fact, Virgos rule the final degree of any transit, is a final Chiron degree, because they're the last 6 inches of anything. So this is you putting really the finishing touches, although everyone around you, just so you know, might be panicking on this day. Then on Wednesday, it's cloudy but social. You're going around shaking hands and kissing babies, but everyone else is clouded out. That's because 0 is the day. 0 is the degree of the day. 0 means 0. Pluto is the ruling planet. We are killing off the last transit and moving into the next. We're moving to protecting a new part of our life. And what will we be protecting this cycle? This is the whole trust and intimacy. So on Wednesday, you're clouding up because you're starting to feel some of that trust and intimacy. But on top of that, the universe has blessed us with a grand trine. This soul pyramid, under all the cloudy 0 degree of Wednesday, is stirring underneath the seams. What this does is unite your place in the world with your healing of relationships and your mind that is now at least not negative. So your mind, your relationships, and your place in the world start to heal and swirl together, and this is a emotional inner shift that can happen on this weird cloudy Wednesday. Now there are fears going on, unfortunately, and those fears I think are not avoidable. The fear goes to trust. Life is changing very fast, all right? So what this represents with the red lines going over to the sun is there is fear between this place and society. There is some fear to your inner child getting what it wants, all right? But at the end of the day, you're just going to have to get comfortable to transition the sun, and that's what I think part of this grand trine is getting us through it. So it's a pretty powerful introduction of the transit. All right, moving back. Then on Thursday, things kind of click into gear. Sunny and social on Thursday, you're going to feel really terrific, I think. The sun clicks to 1 degree, so you're now trusting yourself And that's one of the weird things about these transits. I got to say, when we're in a transition between two transits, and the next transit you're going into has to do with trust. So, in the trust issue, nobody likes flying on an airplane in a trust issue. Nobody likes having to trust in the trust issue transit. So you are a bit jittery, as I guess I'm trying to say. But you're feeling social and you're feeling sunny, and I think you're starting to feel some trust in yourself. Then comes Friday, and on Friday you are cloudy and irritable. That's because the moon goes underground on Friday and starts stirring some old weeds. So some of your karmic past comes up on Friday. Probably karmic past that is related to trust issues, okay? So suddenly you might have a replay of your dad, or a replay of your mom, or grandma, or grandpa, or the past life husband or wife, or just a replay of being beaten as a child. The replay makes you emotional, but remember, the issue is trust, and the trust issue might be that in the old days you couldn't trust the world. Now you can. Why? Because now you see the line. Okay, so don't go sour grapes on the issue, but you might feel like going sour grapes. On Saturday, you are cloudy, withdrawn, but spiritual. So I don't think you're feeling too bad. Jupiter rules a day. That's a good thing. So when it comes to trust, you're going to be willing to step out and trust something different. That's what I'll be encouraging you. If you're watched over by GA, I'll be putting out those with texts. The moon is deep in Leo, so really it's a spiritual and introverted day. It could be a day of total breakthrough where you get to the karmic, deep subconscious reason why you can't trust. And sometimes those reasons are past life, just saying. Then Sunday, it's cloudy but cool. Now the moon moves into Virgo. So the Virgos are feeling good, and the strength and the arrogance and everything comes online. But Uranus rules the day, which means there will be a breakdown in your formal trust in yourself. Okay? This could be a good breakdown. This could be an epiphany that you realize that also simultaneously makes you realize you've been wrong all along. So even in the best instances, there's a moment of the floor falling out from us. So you might have felt this the night before on Saturday. Depends on where you are in the world, but it's the floor falling out. Good for you. The moon is in your sign, so the universe is kind of blessed the Virgos the most on this particular day. And on top of that, we've got an opposition. This opposition, you can see here from across the diagonal, the moon is in Virgo, so it comes into your ego. And as your ego starts to get strong on Sunday, which is good, it opposes all that weak stuff with the mirage. So there's this point, I think, before feeling strong, where you are tested on how well you treat yourself, how well you're there for yourself. Of course, you might have marriages that trigger all this, but still it all comes back to the way you treat yourself. If you watch Soul Garden, you know how people treat you is based on how you treat yourself. So let's remember what the universe has given us as our clues this week. One, the Jupiter yod. When things get a little crazy, just go forward for your career. Jupiter is fortune. Universe is giving you and opening up a lot of power in your career so that these other areas don't feel so vulnerable. Then there's the Saturn yod, which is basically saying, if the career stuff is not going for you, like it's midnight and you're freaking out at home, then remember the attitude you want to keep in your mind. That's the other saving grace of the week. All right. So with that said, I think it's time to fly home. Well, that wraps up another week of Soul Horoscopes. One final cute little tip, and that has to do with Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini has moved to chapter 2, which means there's no more thinking to do. It is time to act on what you've been thinking about literally for 6, almost 7 months. So move and act on those thoughts. And Jupiter means that fortune will indeed come. Now, remember, I'm available on the air, and this week, all week long, I will be there Monday through Friday for guided hangouts at 11 a.m. Mercury is direct, and our staff is retrograde. They are recreating themselves now that Mercury is direct, and we're going to come back to you with a whole new front. We're super excited, but come on down. I've got a lot of cool topics. We're going to talk about the new Pope, the God particle, and I've got some excitement, something to introduce you, Dr. Mom. She's this cool lady that helped me heal as well. So come on down. Pacific time, 11 a.m., Monday through Friday this week, and they're all recorded. And if you're watched over by the Guardian Agency, I will send you emails with the video all week long. And if you'd like to try GA, try it. It's only 1 penny for the first week. All right, my fellow Soul Gardeners, I love you so much. Until next week, live, love, be.